I'm not just talking about boners.
Okay.
Because I'm a man and I've had boners.
Yes, at least one.
I'm talking about hard boners, dog.
I hope that makes it a lot easier for me to synchronize the fucking video. I struggled with that so much last week.
Yeah, true. It's like a little...
Yeah, we need one of those little clackers.
Yeah,
like
one
they
of
do
those
with
movie
movies.
clackers.
Yeah, bro.
And cut.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
And the jury's out.
We should get a custom one that says 6-inch Kings on it.
Dude, let's do that.
And then when we put up our little shelf,
Mm-hmm.
we'll just put it on the shelf.
I'm super down for that.
It's just a decoration at this point.
I love the idea.
Everything we're going to have in this podcast is going to be 6-inch King theme.
I'm
We're
down.
getting a new pot for this bamboo, and it's going to be hot pink, and it's going to say 6-inch Kings.
I'm in. All right, well, what's up, everyone?
Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome to thepodcast.com/the podcast. This is not a good time to do this, but I don't know if that makes a difference.
It looks a lot better.
Thanks, dude. I'm just trying to make sure I sound good and look good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? What
Sound
if the
good,
phone's
look
not
good,
recording,
dude.
dude? Anyway. So how should we do this? Wait, I don't have a drink. Fuck.
Like, all right, we got to start this all over again, dude.
No. We're keeping that in.
Oh, shit. How do people make movies, bro? How do people make movies? All this tomfoolery going around. How does anyone stay serious?
How do they do it? Oh my god.
Just blowing through their $1 million budget because somebody forgot their drink.
This filming costs us $10,000 a minute. Oh my god, dude.
All right. Well, welcome back to our podcast. It's the 6-inch Kings podcast. We don't have a catchphrase yet, but we're workshopping some ideas.
Oh man.
I'm thinking something like
so funny.
6-inch podcast where we blatantly lie to our audience but have fun while doing it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I don't know.
Something like that. I
throwing
mean, it could be
feelers
a
out
little
there.
smoother, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Maybe. I feel like I should give the mic a little more space.
Sure.
You know?
Some space, dude.
Sounds good.
Going through a separation.
You still want to be able to get in there. So, it's going to be cool.
Yeah. Anyways.
Dude, probably shouldn't vape on the podcast. That's going to be really annoying. Do you ever watch that? Yeah, you can hear it a little bit.
It's fine.
You heard mine a lot. You can
Yeah.
only hear it a little bit. What if, do you remember that song Chocolate Rain?
Yeah.
Did you ever see the video for it? I mean, it was a video.
I remember the video.
So, a big meme about that video was that he would like be singing, and then he would lean away from the mic really far to breathe.
Yeah.
What if we do that for our vapes, bro? Or like you could just be like. Anyway, so then it was. Yeah, sorry guys. I do feel like we're louder this time.
Yeah.
Although that's probably because we're listening through this and not through the software.
Yeah, that software we were using last time sucked.
Yeah. Everyone, write an email to Ted Jobs.
Ted Jobs?
And tell him GarageBand is a no-no.
Is Ted Jobs a person?
I don't think
No.
so. I don't know who I was thinking of when I said Ted.
Lasso is who I thought.
When
of.
did my hair come down?
I don't know.
Oh no. Everything's falling apart. Ted Lasso.
Anyways,
Guys.
All right, let's try to be a little structured here. What we didn't do on the first episode of the podcast was really introduce ourselves.
True. I was actually going to say, because I saw you put that in the doc,
Yeah.
that we should make that like the first thing we do.
Yeah. So
Since your name starts with an A.
So for the people at home not listening or listening that don't know us, my name is Iam, just like I am. It's usually how I introduce myself because when I introduce myself, people are like, huh? I am what?
Yeah.
I am who? So that's me. Quick introduction. I'm an immigrant. I'm from the country of Nepal. I moved here when I was just a wee lad. I was just a little baby. Moved to Oklahoma with my parents, and I've moved around a lot here and there, but now I'm finally in Houston, and this is my roommate, Sean.
Hi guys, I'm Sean. I want to say my life story is the same as Iam's, but it's not. I was born and raised in Houston, and I lived here for a long time. And then I also cleaned pools for a little bit. I don't know if maybe I shouldn't do my whole. I don't know why when I go to like introduce myself, my instinct is just to tell people
I'm a pool cleaner.
All the. I just want to tell people all the jobs I've had.
Yeah,
which is like, I guess it's the go-to.
I've really only ever worked at Tiny's.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I worked at Journeys in high school for literally 2 weeks.
Very fitting.
And then I worked at a call center for 2 months. And then I got fired from a call center.
Did that suck or what?
It sucked a lot, but I was 16 and I was making, I think, $12 or $13 an hour.
Nice.
And I was like, yeah, I'll do this for 4 hours.
I'll do this shit, yeah.
A day.
Why not,
it was right after school. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And then my parents own dry cleaners, so I technically worked at a dry cleaners, but I didn't really get paid for it, so
yeah,
I wouldn't consider it an official job.
Yeah.
And I didn't do as much work as every other worker.
It would be disappointing if you did.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, you sound great, but looking at the levels here, maybe give the mic a little more space.
More space.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know if we should try to aim for the green. We're both like rubbing into the yellow when we talk, but that might be fine.
Yellow's good.
Now you sound a little quiet.
We don't want to yell at the listeners.
Yeah, true. I mean, sometimes we do. Yeah. April, shut up about it, dude. My cat's here, by the way, everyone. This is, you can't see her. April's over here.
Yeah. April's a little, of your 2 cats, April's like the scared one.
Yeah.
But she's also the sassiest.
Dude, she's sassy.
She's so sassy.
And she has opened up so much. I've had these cats since 2017 when they were like fresh new babies.
Like kittens?
Yeah. And she has never, ever, ever been this open with someone else ever.
She's not even that open with you sometimes, too.
No, yeah. It really depends.
Yeah.
She has her moods.
Yeah, there's been a couple nights where I'm laying on the couch and we're watching something, and she'll come up to me and, like, not move until I pet her.
Yeah.
And then I'll pet her, and she will stay there for 20 minutes.
Yeah. I think she has picked up on the fact that, like, they both know if they come up to me, I'll pet them for, like, 15 seconds. Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, fuck off. I'm watching a movie. But they know that you'll give them a little more love.
Yeah.
Which makes me feel guilty. But I see them come up to you and you pet them, and I'm like, oh, at least someone's doing it.
Yeah.
I feel better about the situation.
Yeah, you're just a tired parent, dude.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. So anyway, yeah, I'm Sean. I came from Houston. Then I didn't live in Houston for a little bit because I was working in the oil field.
Yeah, you have I mean, to be fair, we both have a pretty interesting upbringing.
Yeah, true.
And I think what makes both of us so cool and, like, compatible is that we're so different, but we're also the same.
Yeah, it's really crazy. I was thinking about that yesterday because, like I told you earlier, I was thinking about if we should, like, fit a specific theme with the podcast, if we should, like, have a niche. And I was thinking about what me and you both are into that we could even do. And there's really not much. Yeah. Except for, like, lifting weights or maybe, like, EDM. But that's really more of a me thing than a you thing. So we really don't have a ton in common, but we do. We're so similar.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
Yeah. It's a fun dynamic.
Yeah, it's a great dynamic.
Oh, man.
So anyway, guys, that's been the podcast. Come back next week.
And we'll figure out our niche, dude. But, yeah. And then we also met. The way we met was so funny.
Yeah.
So funny.
Honestly, it's iconic, dude.
Yeah. So I've been working at the restaurant that we work at for about 4 years now, so I'm kind of a seasoned veteran.
Yeah, I'd say.
Probably the oldest tenured worker there, not after including Sam.
Yeah.
And they hired you on, and you wanted to work nights.
Yes.
But with our company, we throw them in the morning to try to just feel out their vibe, because nights is a little more intense than morning.
We say that. But I don't know that it really is.
For the
standards of service are higher.
Yeah, the standards of service at night are a lot higher.
Yeah.
But in terms of, like, physical work, I think in the morning you were probably, like, running around more often.
Yeah.
But I remember picking up a morning shift just because that's what I was doing, and you were, like, training, or you were just kind of like
just drowning.
You weren't there for that long, honestly.
No, only a week.
Yeah, but you were, like, working a shift, and I was like, oh, who's this white dude with really cool hair?
Thanks, bro.
Just walking around looking like the Michelin Man because his shirt doesn't fit him.
Dude, I have the worst work shirts ever. They add 20 pounds.
And I don't remember what I said to you, but I said some very sus thing to you, and you're like, oh, hell yeah, dude. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this guy's pretty cool.
Oh, this guy's gay.
Not knowing you would be moved up tonight either.
Yeah, that's funny. So I actually, dude, another crazy thing about how I came to be at Tiny's is everyone who works there because a friend of theirs works there, and it's all like word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I found Tiny's on Indeed, bro, mid-pandemic, and I just replied to the posting, and I only even knew what it was. The reason I saw it and was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna apply here," is because my friend Bree, shout out Bree. April, chill out. Anyway, my friend Bree was friends with her friend Sarah, who used to bartend at TB.
Sarah, do you remember do you know the last name?
I do. I wasn't sure if I should say it.
Was it Sarah Martinez?
No.
Okay.
It was
I
the
don't know
other Sarah.
I don't know the other Sarah then.
Okay. So this other Sarah bartended at TB, which is like a sister restaurant of the restaurant we work at for people who don't know. And so the name just seemed similar enough that I was like, could it be? And it was just by
perchance.
or maybe I looked in the listing for the job and it said like Boxwoods in it or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, bet I'm going to apply here. And it was for a night server position. Why? Mid-COVID, there was a job opening posted for a nighttime server. I will never know.
Yeah.
But I applied for it and got a call back and came in to interview with Julia, who used to be the manager where we work. She's no longer there. She moved up to a different position in the company. And she straight up didn't want to interview me when I got there.
Because you look like...
Because I looked like what I look like.
Yeah.
And so she pawned me off on Joy. And Joy interviewed me.
What a fucking move, dude.
I know. And Joy was like, I just want to make sure you understand, not in a mean way or even in a condescending way, but she was just she really made a point to be like, we have a very tight-knit group here. Everyone is real defensive of their friend group. Yeah. And I was like, Joy, I literally don't care about anything in life other than making people like me. If I don't fit in here,
that's my shit.
Yeah, literally. I was like, you got your man.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay. And so she asked me if I wanted to start at nights or if I wanted to work the mornings first. And I was like, oh, nights.
Yeah.
Right away. And she was like, so she left. She left and came back and was like, so we would, or maybe she didn't leave and come back. But she was like, we'll probably start you in the mornings because that's usually where we put people, to get their feet wet. And then once we see that you're doing well there, we'll move you down. And I was like, okay, how long? And she was like, oh, a week or two. And I was like, okay, then I'm in.
Okay.
Because, bro, I was a little bit of background on where I was at that point. I had been receiving, like many people, unemployment through COVID and had been getting $4,000 a month of unemployment.
Yeah, that's
insane. Absolutely insane.
So stupid.
It was the amount that I qualified for was based on
your
my
oil
field
job.
pay.
Yeah.
Insane.
Oh my God.
Insane, bro. And so, but then they cut me off of unemployment prematurely, and they were like, "Hey, you owe us $9,000 because you never were qualified for unemployment," which is not correct. But I think what they did is they mixed up me and my dad because we have the same name.
Yeah.
And my dad was employed throughout all of COVID.
God,
so obviously he wouldn't have qualified. The government, bro. They can't do anything right. They've never done one thing right. So anyway, so I got the job and worked in the morning. And thank God she actually moved me down.
Yeah, I'm actually, so when people get hired, often they're like, yeah, we'll start you off in the morning, and then whenever something opens up, we'll move you to night. And more times than not, that period of time can be upwards from months to
a year even.
Yeah. It took a couple people 6 months to move from morning to night.
And even when they do move down, they're still expoing.
Yeah, or they're going straight to expo, or even they might have them as a host or something.
Yeah, it's really the road to being a nighttime server at Tiny's can be a really long one usually.
Yeah.
So I really lucked out on that, which I think is I think I picked up the ropes pretty quickly.
And the circumstances also helped.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
the circumstances helped a lot.
We opened back up and had people coming in.
Business was picking up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But also, I'm double the age of everyone else that works there. So I think how quickly I picked up on everything really set a good tone between me and Joy and Julia, our managers. And so I got the green light pretty quickly, I think, for that reason. Thank goodness, man. Thank goodness.
What a time. And it's been happy sailing ever since.
Honestly.
And you and me have really curated an environment at work.
Yeah, I think so.
That is just so splendid. and lovely.
Splendid is the perfect word for it,
So
bro.
splendid.
I talk to people about this sometimes. I'm like, dude, everyone contributes to like the vibes,
Uh-huh.
always, of course. But you and I don't know what the word is for it. You could call us the pillars that hold up the building. You could call us the cheerleaders. Like whatever, however you want to phrase it. If one of us is not there, the vibes are off, bro.
Just off.
Because usually everyone is like, just in whatever mood they're in,
Mhm.
and then we're like,
What's up, guys?
"Hey,
Hey.
what are y'all doing over here?
Damn, dude,
Get
your
over
ass
here."
looks fat, dude.
Hey, let me put my finger in your butt, dude." To the guys only.
Yeah, we
obviously.
don't. No, yeah.
That sounds like we're being sarcastic, but we literally only say that to the guys.
Yeah.
It's
a real. Joy
It's a
likes to call
gay-
it a fraternity. It's a real
Yes,
fraternity
dude,
we have
yes.
at work.
When
Without
I-
the hazing and the and the
there actually is no
alcohol.
hazing,
Yeah.
and there's not much alcohol.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of alcohol, but not for us.
Yeah.
It's also interesting on the fraternity thing. I always say, coming to this job, and like especially once Ariel got there too, and I got really familiar with everyone on the
Mhm.
night crew, it's like being in high school again.
A little bit.
It is
It's-
such a social like job, bro. I've
Yeah.
never had another job like
and
that.
it's like seeing the same people every day
Mm-hmm.
and like doing a task,
Yeah,
like the same task.
that doesn't take a ton of thought. A lot for like most of
And
the
there's
day.
a lot of downtime, so
Yeah.
we're
So you're
goofing
just
off
fucking off,
around
yeah.
and yeah.
Or I mean, we're just cleaning.
Yeah, we're folding and
Yeah,
we're doing
folds and
stacks,
stacks all day
and
together. Mm-hmm.
we're polishing wine racks. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, no one's ever touching butts.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great.
And Joy's our principal.
She really is. God, I love Joy.
Yeah. It's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Since she's your girlfriend, she's kind of my girlfriend
Yeah.
too. It's weird how that works.
me and Sean share a lot of things.
Yeah, most things.
Yeah.
Wink. So anyway, I guess that's us. We work together. We live
Mhm.
together. We're probably going to be doing both of those things for the foreseeable future. Definitely
Mhm.
the living together thing. Iam has plans long term for a career change.
Yes.
Fingers crossed I do as well eventually, but
Mhm.
I don't really know what it's going to be yet.
Yeah. Yeah. But
And
that's the road of life, though. You know what I
it's
mean?
the road of life. And I'm only 28 years old, dude, so I
Yeah.
have plenty of time to figure it out.
Hey, a motivational quote I keep seeing is Mark Cuban was broke until like 33. He didn't make money really until he was like 34, 35.
What was his big thing? Like his big break? Do you know?
I think it was like a radio station, no? Or something
His
with
big break is I bought a basketball team. I invested
a
in
small
a
loan
basketball
of $1 million for a basketball team.
team. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he did something with Yahoo, like radio or something.
Mm. Okay. That's pretty cool.
In the 90s, he sold a company, CompuServe,
CompuServe. Wow,
yeah.
that's a big company to sell.
to create broadband.com, which was an audio streaming service that was sold to Yahoo back in the 90s.
Very interesting.
So it was one of the pioneers, huh?
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, really. Yahoo, I think a lot of people don't remember it anymore.
And he was almost 40 years old when he did that.
Wow, what an old bitch. But if he owned CompuServe before that, he was already pretty successful.
Yeah, true.
But that probably made him a millionaire
Mm-hmm.
because CompuServe was. I think CompuServe still is a big deal, pretty much. I think.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't either. I just know the name.
Oh, okay.
But the fact that I know it, I feel like means they're
I thought it
probably
was like an
pretty
early 90s thing for you.
I mean, it probably is. I
The
hope
gap between like an early 90s baby and a late 90s baby is so
it's insane.
crazy and severe.
Absolutely wild. So I'm at CompuServe.com right now, and it looks like it hasn't been touched since the 90s. Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay.
What a guy Mark Cuban is. Owner of the Dallas Mavericks, hometown hero.
Wait, really? Doesn't he own another team as well?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just the Mavericks.
I don't know why I thought he owned the Raptors.
The Raptors?
Yeah.
No, just the Mavericks. The Raptors is owned by some Brown. Drake probably. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like a partial owner.
Yeah, or at least a partial owner of the venue they play in, or the stadium.
Yep. Shout out Drake, man.
Shout
That
out
Certified Lover Boy album is really
It's really decent.
sticking into my head.
Yeah.
Upon first hearing, I was like, this is
I was really lukewarm about it.
kind of disappointing. This is
Yeah.
similar to all his other projects.
Mm-hmm.
And now I just find myself in the car listening to
Yeah.
every single song.
Every time I get in the car, it's what I put on.
Yeah.
My first time I listened to it, I was really underwhelmed because I wanted, bro. Every time Drake puts out new music, I just really hope it's some really aggro,
Yeah.
banger shit.
Some
Like I want
shit
some
that you
some
would
angry
rob a
Drake.
bank to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel
And
that.
and I mean, I didn't even know he was dropping an album until like 2 days before when you mentioned it, and then I found out the album was called Certified Lover Boy, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, it's just gonna be him
Bet.
being a simp for
Yeah, literally
16 hours.
And it kind of was.
Yeah, a little
And
bit.
then his own, bro, on Apple Music, they have like descriptions of all the albums. And Drake wrote his own description
Oh no.
for Certified Lover Boy.
Oh no.
And he calls it like let me pull it up actually.
No.
It's really
I
not.
can't imagine.
It's not good. It's it says something about toxic masculinity.
Oh, of
Okay,
course.
here we go. A combination of toxic masculinity and acceptance of truth, which is inevitably heartbreaking. Executive produced by me, Noah 40 Shabib, Oliver El Khatib, and Noel Cadastre. Dedicated to Nadia Ntuli and Mercedes.
All those people are brown.
R.I.P. Heart.
All those people are brown, I'm assuming. With
Yeah,
those
I think
names?
so. Brown or Jewish and
Mm.
white.
Shout out Drake for the culture, man.
Yeah.
You should have Nav on a feature.
Who's Nav?
He's the most famous brown rapper in the world. He's also from Toronto or Canada. I don't know if
think of other
Toronto's the
brown
city.
rappers. I guess I feel like there aren't many, huh?
It's just Nav. Well, that's all I know. There's a couple local Dallas rappers that I know, but that's like a deep cut.
Yeah, that's a real deep cut. Drake doesn't fuck with Dallas, bro.
He doesn't.
He fucks with Houston.
Yeah, Houston's got a chokehold on Drake. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
what's happened to him in this city.
Well, he came up. Well, he didn't. Obviously, he didn't
he
grow up here.
He quote unquote recorded his first mixtape.
Professionally, he came up here
Yeah.
because Wayne was in love with Houston in the time that.
Was Wayne in love with Houston, or was he just in
he
Houston
was,
at the time?
He was in Houston because he fled New Orleans when
Mm.
Katrina happened. And even, I mean, I think before then he was probably pretty involved in Houston. I think, if you believe that Lil Wayne sold drugs before he was a famous rapper, he did a lot of business in Houston. Supposedly.
I feel like the best rappers sold drugs before they were rappers.
I mean, if you believe them. But is it? What are the odds that every great rapper just also sold drugs beforehand? But I mean, I believe Jay-Z.
Yeah, I think he's really the only one you can like confirm
Yeah,
that he did.
yeah. The cops are like, yeah, we're still watching.
Yes. CIA's got
Fuck
a
up
hit list
one
on
time,
him, dude.
dude. Speed one time, Jay-Z. We're gonna fucking kill you.
We have 7 warrants out for
Yeah.
you. Just ready, waiting.
Oh God, fuck cops, dude. Anyway, okay, so that's one down. Oh no, that's a couple actually.
Yeah, that's a couple. We went through a whole bunch right there.
Yeah, nice. How'd you feel about Donda? Should we address that? I feel like if we're gonna talk about CLB, we got to at least
Yeah.
hit Donda.
For whatever reason, I don't know who initiated the quote-unquote beef, but
Oh, it was Drake.
was it Drake?
Well, okay.
I've heard videos from people who I don't even know if they have credibility, but
Yeah.
I've heard videos that like Kanye was coming out saying like, I'm the best, like compare me to Drake.
You know
We're going
what
to
it
drop at
was,
the same
though?
time, blah, blah, blah.
Remember when Pusha T was draking with beef?
Draking with beef? Beef with Drake. Draking with beef, dog.
Bro, that sounds like a dish, bro. That sounds like a ramen dish. Let me get that Drake
Let me get
with
that
beef.
Drake. Bro, someone call Baron. We're making a dish. We're making a dish right now. Got that drinking with beef, dog. That shit was fire last night.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I guess, yeah. There was that whole beef.
April, come here.
There was that beef. I don't know if that sparked it. That seemed like so long ago, though.
I think it did though because Pusha T is signed with Kanye, and Kanye was trying to squash the beef between them, and then Pusha T exposed that Drake had a fucking kid.
Yeah.
That was such a big deal.
That was a big deal. That was a big deal.
That was a huge deal. Like that was a moment where everyone was like, "Yo, this is serious."
You're going far,
Yeah,
dude.
like everyone was like,
It's like bringing your mom into
all
the
of
mix.
all of Pusha's friends were like, "Yeah, bro, fuck Drake," and then he did that, and they were like,
Ooh, push up.
"Yeah, Push, I gotta go. I can't co-sign this.
Yeah.
Drake's gonna get you killed."
Literally. But okay, maybe that's the quote unquote
I
origins.
feel like it is. I could be wrong. I'm sure someone who's listening will know and will tell us. We should. I really want to.
But the whole thing with Kanye postponing his release was apparently he wanted to release his music on the same day as Drake so they could really have it head to head. So he was the one waiting or trying to initiate that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I guess both of us will never know the truth.
Yeah, I wish we could.
Both of us will never
But
know
yeah,
the
who
truth.
knows?
Only they will know. But
Who knows?
but it's hard to compare the two because I was telling you earlier, Drake makes bangers and like music that you want to listen to at the club or
Yeah.
like that you want to vibe to.
Yeah.
And then Kanye makes like art. Like his music is crafted in a certain way, and because he's such a crazy person in the head,
Oh yeah.
and he sees things so differently and he hears things so differently that he makes music that way.
Yeah.
And that's cool, and I can appreciate it, but it's not something that I like want to listen to constantly. Like I'm not gonna sit in
Yeah.
the car in some sort of headspace and listen to that and be like, yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
you know.
It's not.
But
like
they're both good albums.
Yeah, I agree. But maybe a good way to say it is the music that Drake is making is way more easily digested.
Mm-hmm.
It's you get in the car, you put it on. Said that you're a
Yeah,
lesbian,
girl,
me
me
too.
too.
Like it's so fucking easy.
God,
to
that
sing.
line was so stupid when I
Yeah,
first heard it.
I
I was
know.
like, this is the
It's
dumbest
still
shit
stupid.
ever. And now I'm
But it's
posting
catchy.
stories. Said that I'm a lesbian.
Yeah.
Got me too.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Drake, I'm really a fucking lesbian
Drake,
out
I'll be
here.
whatever you want me to be, Drake. Yeah, it's true. That's the thing also that we were saying the other day. Like a lot of Drake's lyrics, if you just read them on a piece of paper, you're like,
What?
that's nonsense. It's
what are
literally
you saying,
nonsense.
Drake?
You're girls want girls where I'm from.
What,
They
you just-
want girls everywhere.
You're just in a lesbian town?
Yeah, bro. Toronto doesn't have like a monopoly on lesbians.
And
So
Houston has a lot of lesbians, to be fair.
yeah,
So maybe he's just dedicating the album to Houston.
I mean he kind of is, bro. There's
six
like 6 songs that talk about
that
it.
talk about it, yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely got a thing for Houston.
Yeah. But if I were to pick a side, like who, quote unquote, won, I would say Drake won. I think he
Yeah, I
probably,
think so too.
I think he got more sales.
I mean, if
more-
you're talking
more-
sales, he
more
had to have
streams
won. Yeah,
and all that. So, yeah.
but on the other hand, people have been. It's interesting to think about like what you consider as part of the competition, because people have been frothing at the mouth for Donda for like a year,
Yeah.
like dying for
Yeah.
it, and then they got it and they're like, oh, what's Drake doing?
Yeah. The hype that Kanye like creates
Mhm.
with his clothing and his
Mhm.
shoes and even his music is an art in itself. And he's so good at doing
It's a
that.
talent. And it's, bro, that's something that he's been so good at for
Yeah.
so long.
He's a
bro.
trendsetter.
Yeah, literally.
Really is.
I mean,
I
look-
remember in middle school, like, you know, we had uniforms and the uniforms had to be polo shirt and khaki pants or whatever.
Bro, back when
Every-
Kanye was rocking polos and backpacks.
Everybody
dude.
was wearing polo Ralph Lauren. And
Mhm.
if you got caught wearing the US USPA,
Oh, dude.
dude,
Kill yourself.
bro, I have never been so fucking scared of getting USPA clothing. The ridicule you would get if
Yeah.
someone saw 2 heads on a horse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, dude, that's trauma right there. Literally.
sure.
My mom brought USPA one time, and
you're
I was like, "Mom, I'm not fucking
Yeah.
wearing this.
get out of my house,
I'm
Mom.
never wearing this shirt.
Yeah.
Just throw it away.
Yeah,
I can't go to school looking like this.
absolutely
You
not.
don't understand."
Yeah,
And they didn't understand because they're foreign parents, but still.
sure.
I was like, "I'm not wearing this.
Yeah,
I'm not getting the ridicule."
interesting.
But yeah, that was all curated by Kanye West.
Mm-hmm.
Even to
And he-
middle school children, he had some sort of voice
Oh,
or
a
opinion.
ton of bro. Kanye invented torn-up shirts.
Yeah, and that's
Come on, dude.
yeah,
Come
true,
on.
true.
He also invented shoes. Nobody was wearing shoes before Kanye, bro. Who? Name one. Michael Jordan. That's the only other guy.
Michael Jordan and Kanye are level.
Really though, the influence that Yeezys have had, it like almost can't be measured. It's such a big thing, bro. Changed the shoe game forever.
Yeah.
Ultra Boost came from that. Like Adidas is on top of the world
Mhm.
because of him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were doing okay beforehand. It's
Yeah,
not like
true,
they were
true,
failing,
true.
but jeez.
True. He also had the those weird sunglasses or the ones with the slits in them. I don't know what you would call them, but
Just
that was such a hot
Kanye
trend.
sunglasses is all you call
That
them.
was such a hot trend for a while.
For real. Those were a huge thing. Honestly, they're still a huge thing sometimes. I bet people are still
In the
wearing
rave
those to their
scene, huh?
prom, bro. Yes.
Oh, at prom. In the rave scene.
I was
for
going to
sure.
say the rave scene, but those have kind of fallen by the wayside in favor of like goggles
Yeah.
or,
like
kaleidoscope
those prism,
glasses.
yeah, the prism-like ones.
But yeah, those were huge.
Anyway, shout out Kanye, shout out Drake. You guys are both awesome.
Yeah,
if
y'all
you ever
are-
listen to this,
If y'all ever want to come on the podcast, I mean, I'm sure you're both 6-inch kings. So, should we? Did we talk about the origin of the name of the podcast last time?
I don't think we did. No.
Should
no.
we? You tell.
Yeah. No, you tell it.
Okay.
Okay.
So one time, me and I moved into a house together. It was this one, and we signed up for internet access, and we got our internet all set up. We're setting up our router at home, and I went to make the name for the Wi-Fi network, and I was like, "Bro, we gotta come up with something funny."
Gotta do something funny.
It's like we're surrounded by old people
yeah,
in this complex.
It's just
All the
old
Wi-Fi
people.
names are like Sharon. We got to come up with something funny. And we brainstormed it for a minute, and then I was like, we should call it 5 inches is plenty. Oh my God, bro. I was dying laughing. It was so funny. Right away, I was like, that's it.
That's the one.
And then I'm like, okay, so what is the password going to be? And he said 6-inch kings, bro.
Dude, 6-inch kings.
Which is such a good punchline to a Wi-Fi name that's already a punchline. Bro, like...
It's the, you think 5 inches is plenty? Well,
Yeah.
over here, we're 6-inch
Or like,
kings, dude.
or like, we're saying 5 inches is plenty. Yeah. And then they're like, okay. And we're like, but we're 6-inch kings. It's such a subversion of expectations, bro.
And since me and Sean are the same people, for the bit, we ended up deciding to get a neon sign
Yeah.
that said 6-inch kings to really solidify
Yeah.
our status.
We liked the idea of getting the sign, and then it also, we got it in time for our housewarming party, and it was like a big thing. And we also did a photo shoot with it, which I imagine most of the people who are listening to this have seen that, and we're part of it.
That was such a fun photo shoot.
Yeah, that was great.
It
We
was
got
done
yelled
at.
at.
Yeah, we got yelled. It was done at like 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, and our neighbors downstairs. We
Like,
were
hey.
shooting outside on our balcony, and we were laughing really hard after every picture because it was really funny. And then our neighbors downstairs came outside and were like, "Hey, can y'all shut the fuck up?"
It was like a Monday at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yo, we got fucking work in the
Yeah.
morning, dog. Get the fuck out."
God, I felt so bad.
Yeah, it was funny. But the whole purpose of the neon sign is for when new people come into our place
Mhm.
and they're like, "Hey, you got the Wi-Fi?"
Yeah.
We tell them, first of all, they laugh at the 5
Yeah.
inches plenty, and they're like, "What's the password?" And we're like, "Just read the neon sign, dude.
Peep the sign, bro.
Peep the sign. That's your password.
Yeah, it's it right there, dude.
That's all you need, dude.
Capitalization and all, dude.
Capitalization and all."
Capitalize his dick, dude.
Because I hate being the person to say a Wi-Fi password.
Yeah, honestly.
So I like to point at it.
But we should also say not many people who come over end up having to do this, because if you have an iPhone, then it shares the password.
Yeah.
And if you don't have an iPhone, you're not invited
Yeah.
to come over.
I don't think I know anybody under 25 without an iPhone.
I don't know if people under 25 know there's another option. Honestly, iPhones are so prolific.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you are under 25 and you have an iPhone, you probably don't have any friends.
Yeah,
Who are
honestly.
you going to call and text?
Only other people with Androids.
Yeah. It's not a lot of people.
That's it, bro. People in other countries.
Or your grandma. You can call your grandma.
And your grandma's like, how do you work this thing? She has an iPhone because she can't figure out Android.
It's the origin of our podcast name,
Mm-hmm.
our Wi-Fi password. It's a really I don't know words. To be honest.
We really come full circle? Circumference? I think circumference is what you were thinking of.
I don't know what I was thinking of. Sometimes I say things and I'm like, what did I just fucking say, dude? What did I
Bro,
just say?
It is so funny when that shit happens. I love it. I love it so much.
I feel like I
bro.
have like ideas of what I want to say and they make sense in my head.
Yeah.
And then I say them and they're like, that's not how you use that word.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I'm not from this country, bro. It's not the first language I learned.
It's my second fucking language. Cut me a break. No, that's fair. I mean, honestly, I do the same thing all the time.
It's my favorite excuse.
I don't like say the wrong words, but I'll just be like, "So do you want to help me move this up?" And then we're gonna over. And what
You
else?
just have a stroke instead.
I just stumble through it, but I keep making noise with my mouth because I can't give up. I can't be defeated by English.
What is a language gonna defeat me?
Come on, bro. I can't even see a language's face.
Yeah, bro.
Fuck a language, dude. Fuck a language. I'll never give in to a language.
I always, bro. Every time I think about words, I'm always like, who created this? Why do these have meaning?
Yeah, it's so much to try to comprehend.
And then me thinking about 10,000 years ago, how did people communicate?
Dude, they communicated like cats do.
Yes. They just looked at each other.
They just looked at each other and they were like, no, that's only Bill Wirtz on YouTube, bro. They just looked at each other and they were like,
Uh-huh.
yeah. They didn't have,
Oh.
bro, who invented wagging the finger?
Yeah. Who invented this as no? Like, what does this mean no?
We're in the Matrix, dude.
Yeah. We could do this all day.
If you're laying on a bed sideways and you shake your head no, does it actually mean yes? Stuff that keeps me up at night, dude.
Well, it depends if the person is standing upright or also laying in bed with you.
Good point. I didn't think about that. Fuck.
But also, if you're laying in bed, why is somebody standing upright?
Yeah, and looking at you, waiting for you to answer a yes or no question. That's weird. So anyway, last night we went out to Bottled Blonde
We did.
for
Or
a friend of ours' birthday.
you went out to Bottle Blonde. Last
Oh,
night,
you went,
yesterday, I had a
Yeah,
whole day.
you were out all day.
I was out all day.
Why don't you tell the people where you went?
So yesterday we painted our studio. We painted our wall black, and I had a buddy from my fraternity who was celebrating his birthday, which I found out he wasn't even down to celebrate. He was being forced to celebrate by another friend, Jamarcus. If you're listening to this, you're a crazy person.
Yeah, you are crazy, Jamarcus.
Uh,
but hi. We don't know each other that well. It's fine. Hey.
Jamarcus pulled him out of bed, basically, and told him that we were going to celebrate him, which, to be fair, great friend Jamarcus is. Makes you want to do things that,
that is
you
nice.
want to do, but you can't really come up with the courage to do.
Yeah.
But we ended up going to this place in Houston. If you're familiar with it, you know exactly the vibe. And if you don't, I don't know how to describe it to you, but it's called Poor Behavior.
Okay. Not familiar.
I don't
Now
even
you
know
have
how
to describe it.
I don't even know how to describe it. On a Sunday, it was a packed house.
Start with how it looks.
It's a really big
it a bar?
Yeah, it's a big. I think it's technically a sports bar because
Okay.
they have a whole bunch
So
of
it's a
TVs
big,
and
packed sports
big
bar.
packed sports bar. I would say the demographic is mostly Latino, Latin X. They played a lot Latin music, which was nice. But it was so crazy on a Sunday at 4 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt like I couldn't move at some points, and all the tables were taken, basically. And I was like, "What are we gonna do?" But we got a couple like mimosa towers,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a few drinks, and we had a good time. The craziest thing to me, though, that I noticed was they had a DJ change every 30 minutes,
That's
30 to 45
very
minutes.
fast.
I
Very
was there
often.
for probably 2 hours or 3 hours maybe at the most, and I saw like 4 or 5 different DJs.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Were any of them good?
They were all fairly good. A lot of, I mean,
Really? What kind of
they stuck a lot to Latin music.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Drake.
And then
honestly.
they also had Drake. I mean, they have your classic
Yeah,
club type music with the Latin fusion, which was nice because,
Mhm.
you know, I love to dance Latin.
yeah.
And
Sure.
seeing all the Latino women dance is also
Mm-hmm.
a beautiful thing.
Yes. Mm.
But a funny thing was when they were switching out DJs, the intro that one of the DJs had was the Star Wars Imperial March theme. He like came up and he started playing that, and everybody was like, "What the
Bro, was
fuck
his
is
name
going on?"
Brondo?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't even know if they had their names displayed.
Yeah, probably not.
But yeah, it just started going brr, 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 brr. And I was like, "What is happening? This is such a tonal shift of this place."
That's hilarious. Everyone got mad.
Yeah, but it wasn't too long. But then after that, we went to our other friend, also colleague or coworker, Reen. He had a birthday dinner. and we went to that. We went to a Brazilian steakhouse, and I'm not too familiar with steaks.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up a Hindu, so I didn't eat beef that much.
Yeah.
So that was a fun experience. I got to try different types of meats, all so good, delicious. It was like one of those all-you-can-eat places where they come in around and they have like a little steak and they're like, "Do you want this?"
Yeah, yeah.
No? Okay, and then they move on.
Do you want this?
But I showed up there pretty tipsy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay,
I was acting a fool.
I believe. Ooh, okay.
I was acting a fool.
All right.
And
I told you I could
the
see it in your face on your story last night.
one of the workers came up.
I was
And-
like, "Hey, dude, chill out."
And no, he was. I don't think he spoke very good English.
Yeah.
And he came up and he said the name of the meat. He was like, "Garlic beef," and I was like, "Huh?" Because first and foremost, it was kind of loud, and I was kind of like out of it.
Uh huh.
And then he repeated again, and then I was like, "What is it again?" And the third time he said it, he was like, "Garlic beef." And I was like, "Okay, I'll take some."
He was
I'll
like,
take some.
"Fuck this kid, dude."
And Jesus and Gigi were sitting in front of me cracking up.
That's hilarious.
And then 10 minutes later, they're like, "Yo, I think he was actually really pissed at you, bro." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know what I did."
I mean, from his point of view,
I was just a
you were just bullying him.
Yeah.
You were making fun of him how he talked.
Yeah. But then we finished dinner, and everybody wanted to go out, and I was fine with going out because I was already kind of drunk, and I was like down.
And the plan was all ready to go out, right?
The plan was all ready to go out. So we ended up going to Bottle Blonde only because the other friends that I was with, they had a bottle in a section at Bottle Blonde.
Yes.
And I was like, well, we might as well go there, see that vibe. And if we want to, I said, if we want to get our own section for Reen,
Mm-hmm.
and if everybody's down to pitch in, then I'm down to do that as well.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Bottle Blonde is a fun spot to be
So
at, especially on a
Jamarcus
Sunday.
and them were already there with a section
Mhm.
independent of Reen.
Independent of Reen, yes.
Does Jamarcus
For
know
Jesus.
Reen?
Yes.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, they're in the same frat.
Yeah, we're in the same fraternity. They get mistaken for each other all the time, too,
That's
which
terrible.
is their own little thing that they have together.
Who are they? Us?
Basically. But we get there, and we go to their section, and that's fun. There's a lot of people I don't know in that section, so I didn't feel comfortable hanging out there too long because I was like, okay, well, this is clearly their section. Let's go somewhere else and get another section. Like, I'm down to do that. And I was trying to like get Reen there, and Eileen, who was also there. She was talking to me about it, and she had some friends coming, and she was like, "Let's get a section." I was like, okay, cool. Like, the more people, the merrier. The less
Yeah.
we all have to spend.
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes later, I'm walking around, and Reen's missing, and I find out that he left. And I was like, "Well, what am I doing here?"
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I'm the one who told you to start telling this story, and I forgot that happened. So when you said it right now, I was
Yeah.
like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so me
and you went to go grab a drink.
You talked me into going last night.
I did talk you into going. I'm so sorry for that.
No, don't feel sorry. Because as you'll mention here in a second, we got free drinks
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
But the whole point of both of us going was to celebrate Reen.
Mm-hmm.
And then not 10 minutes after we get there, he's gone.
I wouldn't even say 10 minutes. I
No.
feel like we got there. Well, we got there before him. I feel like he got there, stayed for like maybe 5 minutes.
No, we walked in with Reen.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Okay, my night's hazy.
Yeah.
But we got there. We did a circle
Mm-hmm.
to see if anybody else was here. And then when we got back, I felt like I didn't see him.
Yeah. Definitely by the time me and you went to go grab a drink, by the time we got back, they were gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is disappointing.
Yeah.
But
so-
also, that was one of the... we're going to get into that later. But yeah, so we go grab a drink. And I find a card just on the floor.
Yeah, debit card.
Yeah,
on-
just a
on the
debit
ground.
card on the floor, and I pick it up, and a little part of me, I'm not going to lie, was like, we should just use this card
To pay for it.
to pay for it.
Yeah. But you're a good person.
But I'm a good person.
Yeah.
And I told the bartender, I was like, hey, this was on the ground here. And he looks at me, and
He fell in love with
he
you.
literally, he like opened his eye. He's like,
Yeah.
thanks, bro.
He was
I
like,
was like, wow.
he was like, hey, bro, what's
That's-
your name? Thank you, bro.
He was like,
Seriously.
thank you, bro. Seriously. And like, I couldn't really hear what he was saying because
Yeah.
the music was really loud, but
Yeah,
he
yeah.
kept like turning back and being like, wow, like,
Yeah, honestly.
thank you. Wow, that's
I
great.
was honestly kind of surprised how
He kind of reacted.
how excited he was that
Yeah.
you did that. Yeah.
Yeah. But he like asked us what we did or whatever. I don't know how it came up, but I was like, "Oh, no worries. We're bartenders at a restaurant too."
Yeah.
So I kind of get I kind of get it, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just the right thing to do. And then he was like, where do y'all work? What do
Yeah.
y'all? And he gave me a piece of paper. He was like, write down the restaurant and your names.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
He's gonna call and give us a commendation.
maybe. But I think it's funny because at the bar, at the restaurant that we work at, we don't really bartend.
No, not
We're
at
just
all.
certified
We're
wine
just wine
pourers.
pourers. Yeah.
And
We're not even
coffee
certified.
makers, honestly.
Yeah. We're more like baristas than bartenders.
But I wrote
but we
down
serve
all of
wine.
our information. I gave it to him. And he ended up, you know, we got our drinks.
Yeah.
And Sean goes to give him the card. And he was like, no, it's all good. And
Yeah.
I was like, nice, dude.
Yeah.
I really wish we could have left him a tip, though. That would have been nice.
I know. We should
Or at least
have.
give him cash.
We should go.
But I
find
didn't
him.
really think about it.
Oh, we said we were gonna go back tonight. and
Yeah.
Talk to him.
But that was really the highlight of the night.
Yeah,
And then once
it was.
we finished our drinks
And realized that Reen was gone.
and realized Reen was gone and everybody was still pressuring us to get a section,
Yeah, everybody.
I was like, what is the point of a section?
Yeah.
Like, we're not celebrating anyone's birthday.
Yeah, and also we already have a section.
Yeah, there was
And
already a section
We're all
there.
already here. We're chilling.
Yeah. So after that, we just Irish goodbye to everybody and
Yeah.
left, which was fun.
Which was the right thing to do.
Yeah, which was nice. I felt a little guilty about it,
I only felt guilty about
just a little,
leaving our friend Ricky because he rode there with us.
but I very much justified it because I was like, well, Reen's gone, so that
Yeah.
was the only reason I was there.
Yeah. And Ricky could have left with us if he wanted
He
to.
could have.
But I think he was enjoying the vibe and wanted to stay.
Yeah, which is fair. I mean,
Yeah.
if we were there just to go there and it wasn't like a celebration, I
Mhm.
probably would have stayed.
Yeah.
But the person we were celebrating wasn't there, so I was like, all right, well, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I've been out since like 4 or 5 p.m.
Yeah, you had been going hard.
And I've been drunk and sober and drunk again.
Yeah,
Since
that's
then, so-
always rough. Yeah, you seemed really out of it once. Not out of it, but like out of wanting to party.
Yeah. Well, every time I go out with Jamarcus, to his credit, he always gets me so lit,
Mm-hmm.
and I love him for it.
Yeah.
But it was so early.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usually when me and him go out, it's
Y'all
like
went
10
so
p.m.
early. Yeah.
This was like 4 p.m. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I'm so tired.
Yeah. Day drinking is tough, man.
Yeah. Sunday
If you
fun
don't-
days are a once in a lifetime
Yeah.
thing for me.
If you don't really maintain it, boy, it takes it out of you.
Yeah.
It takes it out of you.
But that was a fun day. And
Yeah.
you experienced like 20 minutes of.
I had a great time, dude. I stayed at home for most of the day, and then you came home and convinced me to go out. And I said to myself, I'm going to go out. I wasn't going to go.
Uh huh.
And then I was like, I'm going to go because certainly some tomfoolery will happen, and it'll give us podcast content.
Yes.
And then we'll come home, and tomorrow night, which is right now, we'll talk
Mhm.
about it. And then we ended up only being there for like 15 minutes. But in that time, we each got a shot and a
We got
vodka
a
Red
shot
Bull.
and a vodka Red Bull for free. We didn't spend $1
Not one red
because
cent.
Ricky paid for parking.
Yeah, bless you, Ricky.
Bless you, Ricky.
Paid for our parking, and then we left him there. Shout out, Ricky. I'll buy you a drink next time we go out.
Oh yeah. I offered to pay for his Uber.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we you also offered to help pay for parking, and he was like,
Yeah. True. Well, Ricky's a big baller now, dude.
I
Shout out
know.
to Ricky for that promotion he got.
yeah, that promotion.
Gonna miss you, bud.
I'm gonna cut that part out. It's gonna say something dumb. So this app I'm recording with has a bookmark button that I can hit. And
Oh,
it'll, like,
really?
mark the spot. Yeah.
At the time?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
It's clutch.
That's a cool app.
But I don't.
Technology's crazy.
I don't really think I can use it. Should probably do the clap, honestly, because I'm gonna have to mate the audio and the video,
video.
before I do any editing,
Mhm.
and I don't think I'm gonna be
Sync it
able to see
up.
those bookmarks anymore.
Yeah, post edit
Yeah.
probably
So
because it'll be on a second party app.
yeah. So anyway, this is a good time. We're at about 48 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and cut to our sponsor spot while I grab myself another drink.
Okay.
You do the sponsor spot.
All right. Guys, do you want to be a 6-inch king? Well, with our trusty sponsor, what is the pill called? Blue Chew. With Blue Chew, you can be a 6-inch king every night. Put in code 6-inch kings for 20% off your first 3 order discount, and really make her feel special, or him, depending. I mean, it's 2021, so we have some testimonials from ex-lovers about their experience with Blue Chew. We're gonna cut to them in a second. Sean used to not have a 6-inch king, and ever since Blue Chew, he's a 6-inch king every night. Well, there you have it, folks. That's our sponsored ad for the day. Remember to put in 6-inch king as the promo code to get 20% off your first 3 orders. And now we're back.
Yeah, now we're back. Thanks, Blue Chew, for sponsoring us.
Blue Chew, honestly, with the name alone of this podcast, you should definitely sponsor us.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie about it.
It would be a match made in heaven.
Yeah, Blue Chew, but also Hims if you're out there. We're open to some competition. Whoever wants to sponsor us first, or Chevrolet if you want to send me a Corvette.
What is the I think about Blue Chew as the first one, but what's the Viagra? Viagra also?
Yeah,
Viagra if you want to sponsor us. I mean, we're not in the age demographic for Viagra,
No.
but
I mean, we shouldn't be in the
Wouldn't
age demographic for Blue Chew either.
yeah, true. But I actually know people who use Blue Chew like every now and then.
Yeah, me.
Yeah. Well, you too. but I know like 22-year-olds or
Yeah.
21-year-olds who will pop a Blue Chew
Just for the hell of it.
just for like they're like, "Oh, well, tonight I know I'm going to get laid, so
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to pop this."
Sure.
Which is cool, you know?
Pretty lit.
Yeah, it's pretty lit. Speaking of Blue Chew
Oh,
though.
this drink is way stronger than the last one.
Speaking of Blue Chew though, I do want to talk about a supplement that I've been taking
Okay.
recently.
Let's get into it, dude. Steroids?
If TRT. No.
Preach. No, that's
um,
mine after this.
Yeah, that is you. If our listeners are in on TikTok,
Mhm.
I'm sure you've probably seen that TikTok where that guy is like, "Do you want a bigger dick? You should take ashwagandha."
I haven't seen that TikTok.
I don't think it goes like that exactly. I actually haven't seen the
I haven't
actual
seen
TikTok.
any ashwagandha TikTok.
But for a week, a certain week period of time, everybody was talking about ashwagandha.
Okay.
And I was like, what's the harm? What's the harm? So I started taking ashwagandha
Mm-hmm.
last week, and I've also piled that on with this other supplement. It's called, I'm gonna butcher the name of this, but it's TONGKAT, Tongat
Okay.
Ali. Both of which are supposed to increase your testosterone, but also increase your like muscle mass and
Mhm.
and
They do all
help
kinds of good
maintain-
stuff
Yeah,
for you.
it's all that stuff. And I'm trying to cycle off of creatine
Why is that?
just because I don't think long-term creatine is great for you.
I don't want to be contrarian here, but I think the science indicates that it's super good for you.
Super good for you?
Yeah.
I don't know where I read it, but I read somewhere that it's bad for your liver.
It pulls a lot of water out of your liver. If you
Yeah.
don't really pay attention to staying hydrated,
Mhm.
it can dehydrate you
Yeah.
and dehydrate your liver. But I mean, as long as you're hydrated.
Yeah, true. And to be fair, I'm pretty hydrated, so
Yeah,
maybe
you're hydrated as fuck, dog.
maybe I'll double check. But those two supplements together are supposed to improve muscle mass and strength and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But another side effect that I've been feeling
Yeah. Let's hear it.
is just being bricked up
Okay.
constantly.
You're talking about them hard boners. Okay.
I'm not just talking about boners
Okay.
because I'm a man and I've had boners.
Yes, at least one.
I'm talking about hard boners, dog. Hard.
Yeah, we're talking about hard boners over
And
here.
it's so crazy because
Hey, real quick, everyone, if your kids are listening with you,
Yeah, I'm
this
sorry.
is a good time to tell them to cover their ears.
all right,
No,
that
we're not
clap
gonna cut it.
signifies that clap signifies
It's time for the kids to leave.
Yeah. So, not to get too personal,
Yeah.
but this past year,
Yes.
I have done a lot of, I don't know if research is the word, but I've read a lot about how porn is like bad for your mental health and it
Desensitizes you.
desensitizes you and it does all these bad things. And I definitely believe it.
Yeah.
So there's been periods of times this year where, I won't watch porn and since I've been in like really into working out,
Mhm.
semen retention is a big thing in the weightlifting
Mm.
community as well. It boosts your testosterone, it keeps your mind clear, and it ultimately helps you in the long run.
But then you don't get to jack off.
True. So this past year I have experimented or I've attempted to not watch porn
Mhm.
and not really jack off that often or as often as I used to, especially
Yeah.
when I was younger. Or when I say younger, I mean like 21, 22.
Sure. A couple months ago.
Yeah, but and to be fair, the longest I really went without jacking off or watching porn was like almost a month, which you
As
you
an
might not
adult.
think.
No,
Yeah,
that's a long time.
you might not think that's a long time.
That's a
but it
really
was
long time.
A really long time, and I don't know if there was benefits or not, but whatever. But this past week with the ashwagandha and the Tongat Ali, I don't know
Sounds
what
like
I
a
can
rapper.
do without jacking off. Like pre supplements, and
Yeah.
this might just be placebo, but I feel like I could get a boner and it would go away and I could forget about it
Sure.
after a few minutes or whatever.
Sure.
But the hard boners I'm having now
Yeah.
are just
They're
they just
unstoppable.
they won't go away.
Wow.
They just won't.
Send me the link for that Tongkat Ali, cause.
So I think with both of them working together,
Yeah.
that might be a factor.
Send me the link, dude.
Yeah, I got you. I'm just gonna reorder.
Yeah.
I'm gonna subscribe
Order
on
a
Amazon.
fucking lot of it.
I'm gonna
bro.
subscribe
We're
on
both
Amazon.
gonna just send me the bill. Yeah. So I've taken ashwagandha as well
Mhm.
for quite a while. I will say I kind of want to clear the air because I've mentioned at work before with our friends that I was taking ashwagandha, and they were like, "Oh, trying to get a bigger dick, huh?"
Your dick is bigger, dude. That's
So,
not the case.
Ashwagandha does not make your dick bigger. I don't know where people get that idea
If
from.
it did, we'd have to rechange our name to 7-inch Kings.
Yeah.
And it's just not good marketing.
And I'll tell you guys, I was on ashwagandha for like a couple of months, maybe 3 months, consistently. Like every day I took it. My dick never got bigger, but it did get harder.
It just got harder. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's not just a boner anymore,
God,
dude.
Mom,
It's
if you're
awesome.
listening to this, I'm sorry, but also don't, cause come on.
You know what you were getting
Yeah.
into.
So, but yeah, it definitely. But what I will say is, well, actually, I won't. Never mind. I don't know how really deep into my sex life I want to get.
Yeah.
I'm sure I will eventually.
Eventually.
But,
We're taking baby steps
Yeah,
now.
taking baby
Yeah.
steps.
This was a big leap for me. I was scared
Yeah.
to talk about this.
I was scared
but,
for you. I didn't know how deep you were gonna go.
But a couple glasses of these bad boys.
Yeah, bro, you're in there like swimwear, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, so I definitely, for any males listening, I definitely recommend Tongat Ali
Yeah.
and ashwagandha mixed together. It'll really get you going.
Honestly, and this could be an individual thing, but it sounds like you are experiencing more of an effect than I did. Not to say I didn't notice it, but yours just sounds more intense, which
Mhm.
makes me wonder how much of it is the ashwagandha versus the Tongkat
Mhm.
Ali. So send me that link because I'm definitely going to give it a try.
Yeah. I also want to preface by saying I also have been working out pretty consistently, so that could also
That also
factor
factors in for
into
sure.
it. I feel like there's a lot of factors that kind of go
Mhm.
into it. But
You also live with me now.
yeah, and
That's
it's just so
pretty
hard
arousing.
it's so hard not to look at you and just
Get hard.
yeah.
Get a hard boner. Yeah, no, I understand completely.
Yeah.
That's why I had to stop living by myself, dude. I just couldn't get anything done.
Took away all your mirrors, dude. And still
Yeah, can't have any mirrors in
took
the
out
house,
all
bro.
the mirrors, dude.
God,
Now we have like 7 mirrors
I
around the
know,
house,
bro.
dude.
Well, now it's just a fucking party. It's fucking party all the time around here, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to say about boners?
I think we'll cut the boner talk at this point.
Okay.
I think we've
Good.
pretty
We've
much dragged it out.
done the boner thing.
Yeah.
All right. So if y'all want to bring the kids back in now,
Yeah.
so they can continue listening.
Yeah.
The next thing we're I don't know why I'm talking about it like we have a schedule of things to talk about. It's not like I'm checking things off a list as we go.
What are you, Santa Claus, dude?
I'm
Checking
checking
a
it
list?
twice, dude.
You making a list? You checking it twice? You're gonna find out who's naughty or nice.
Which one of you dirty motherfuckers is naughty and nice, dude? So while we're talking about New York,
What are we talking about? What?
since you brought up New York,
Oh yes.
when
Well, that's because that's where Santa Claus lives.
obviously it's the North Pole of, of the country,
The
dude.
North Pole of the country.
Never mind. What's that one that's above
Antarctica.
No.
Oh, Canada.
No. No. I mean, technically yes, but I was thinking of another state, Maine.
Oh, Maine.
Yeah,
Nobody.
and probably another one too.
Yeah. But nobody lives in Maine.
Geography's not our thing, y'all. We're more into like podcasts about comedy.
And working out and boners.
Boners is our thing. God, that drink is so strong. So anyway, when do you want to move to New York?
Sean has been trying to get me to move to New York since I've met him.
It's just a good place to be. There's no better place.
To be fair, I've always loved New York. It's a foreign man's dream to
Yeah.
go to New York. I know so many Nepali people with the I Heart New York shirt.
Yeah.
Your
I mean,
classic.
it's the number one place for like
It's your-
foreigners to go.
It's your typical tourist destination.
Mhm. Not to mention it's I mean, not so much anymore, but like historically that's where all
foreign-
immigrants
yeah.
started their journey in the country.
And there's a beauty in New York, and I
Yeah.
feel like the air is different in New
It's
York.
thick
It's nice and
with
thick.
success.
Yeah. success,
The
money.
air in New York is on
The
Tungat
stock
Ali.
market starts in New York.
It exists in New York.
Yeah.
It's Wall Street is there.
Wall Street is New York.
Yeah.
So
You can literally walk down Wall Street
mhm,
in New York.
mhm.
Now where
And
else?
that would
dude?
be a dream. That would be a
That
dream.
would be pretty sick. You can take a picture in front of the bull statue.
Yeah. True.
You know the bull statue?
Yeah.
I didn't know about
Bull
it.
versus bear market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
I don't know who came up with that.
I don't know either. Probably.
Because I feel like bears are also aggressive and
But they're slow.
is that what
And
the
they
thing is?
hibernate.
Ah,
I'm pretty sure it's the hibernating
okay,
thing.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, why don't they call it the squirrel market?
Squirrels are not very impressive.
Yeah,
I guess
but they
neither are
are.
bear markets. I don't know. Do squirrels hibernate?
Yeah.
I don't think they do.
They store up their nuts in their cheek for the winter, dude.
Not for the winter, bro.
Yeah,
Just for the day.
Oh. Wait, but in SpongeBob, dude, Sandy hibernates.
Yeah, but she also acts like a bear in that episode.
She does. Well, that's
Let's-
because she's eating so many nuts, dude.
Yeah, that's rated R. I'm gonna
Dude.
find out if squirrels hibernate.
Do squirrel
Bro, we can't both.
hibernate.
No, it says no. But they do sleep a
Ground
lot.
squirrels hibernate during the winter, but tree squirrels do not.
Yeah, tree squirrels.
What's the difference between a ground squirrel and a tree squirrel?
Well, it's what you think it is.
One lives on the ground, one lives.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Saw a lot of ground squirrels
Simple
in South
enough.
Texas.
Simple
But
enough.
normally, what people are thinking of when we say squirrel is a tree squirrel.
Yeah. Is a ground squirrel just not a? I don't want to say the word chipmunk
Yeah, none of them are chipmunks, unless you say a chipmunk.
or prairie dog.
I mean, a prairie dog is a prairie dog, but ground squirrels kind of resemble a prairie dog. They're really just tiny
Yeah.
squirrels that live on the ground.
Anyways, New York seems like an enticing thing,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like I've lived in the South my whole life. I couldn't
Yes.
even imagine living in the North. I feel like it's just a whole different atmosphere and vibe there.
Yeah, it's sick as fuck. It's way better in every
You
way.
radiate New York, though. You
Thanks.
definitely radiate
That's a
New
big
York.
compliment.
Yeah.
I
From
love
the
hearing that.
look to the like attitude to the like interest in tech and
Yeah,
just
that's true.
learning, you definitely radiate New York.
I mean, I like to think so. I didn't really realize it. I never was like, "Oh, New York, it's so incredible,"
Mm-hmm.
until I went in March
True.
of 2020.
I mean,
Hashtag
we can go to New York.
Yeah, we gotta go
We gotta go for sure.
next month. Before
we got so
EDC.
many. We got so many things going on.
I
next
know we
month,
do
dude.
have
We
so
got
many things going on.
next
At least
month.
one thing.
Well, one big thing.
One big thing. We could make it two.
Halloween.
Nah, I can't afford to make it two. Honestly,
None of us.
I can barely.
I can
afford
barely
what I've
afford to
got
make
going
the
on right now.
one. Yeah.
Oh, we should cancel. Anyway,
Not gonna
yeah,
cancel.
we're so committed now.
Yeah, I'm too excited for it.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be an excellent time.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, me and Sean are going to EDC in Vegas.
Yeah, along with some other
with
losers.
a couple of our friends
Yeah,
who are not as important as us.
yeah. Obviously not, or they'd be here.
Yeah. But that's exciting. We're going on Thursday because we have early entry or we're something like that. And then it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're coming
Yes.
back Monday.
Yeah, it's gonna be incredible.
It's going to be incredible. The lineup looks insane. The thing with EDC, though, is that it's such a big venue
Mhm.
and there's so many people performing that
Mhm.
I don't even, like, part of me doesn't want to miss any of them.
It's tough with a festival as big as EDC. You really can't see it all.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you just can't see every set you want to see.
Mhm,
Is what I should
mhm.
say. Because you're right.
We should do, like, an itinerary.
We definitely will when we
Yeah.
get closer. But you also want to leave, leniency for like exploring and just checking out the vibe.
Because it's not just a festival. There's, like, things
literally a carnival.
to do. Yeah, like, there's
Mhm.
things to do, activities
Yeah,
to do.
There's a lot to do. There's a lot to explore. It's like a little town. It's
Yeah,
like being in a little
like
town.
a little village.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then
A little theme village.
you almost double that when you're doing camping, which we are,
Yeah.
because the whole campgrounds is like a second festival venue. It's really incredible.
Do people sleep at the camp? Like, are we going to be sleeping at all?
Yes. But you don't have to if you don't want to, because the party never stops, bro.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, is there ever a time, like at 5:00 in the morning, is anything just gonna be closed and you just have to stay in your campsite?
No.
Yeah. That, to me,
The campgrounds
for the
never
type of
close.
people both of us are,
Yeah.
where we will suffer it out
Yeah.
for the vibes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm scared that for 3 days straight we're just gonna be on go mode
So I will
doing
say,
things.
for me, when I went in 2019, and I also camped then as well. That was the first year they did the camping. You go, like, you wake up, whatever time you wake up, and you go, if you're me, you go grab a slice of pizza,
Mm-hmm.
grab an overpriced Jack and Coke,
Mm-hmm.
you slip into the pool.
There's a pool
There's 4 pools in the campgrounds, not in the festival.
in the
venue.
campgrounds.
Yes. I'm not even talking about the festival yet. I'm just talking about the campgrounds.
I'm curious to see what the campground even looks like.
Google it. Because there's great pictures. So for people who aren't looking at IM's computer screen, the campgrounds at EDC Las Vegas, it's called the Mesa, and it's a huge, huge area they set up. And there's a Ferris wheel in there. There's a bunch of different activities. There's like a big ass water slide.
Shit.
There's a roller rink, but the biggest main thing that most people spend their time doing in there, which they're kind of trying to replicate the pool parties that happen on the Strip during EDC,
Mm-hmm.
is there are 4 huge swimming pools in the middle of the campgrounds, and then adjacent to them, like right in front of them, is a big stage.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now.
So during the day,
These are ginormous pools.
yeah.
And there's 4 of them.
Yeah. So you grab some pizza or whatever you want to eat. There's a bunch of food vendors inside the campgrounds. You grab a drink if you feel so inclined. And then you slip into the pool and you chill at a pool party where DJs from EDC, who are like going to be playing sets later that night or on a different day, are playing at that stage right in front of the pools. Or if you don't want to get in the pool, you can just go chill at the stage.
Yeah. There's a lot of space. And these are like tent camps.
Yes. Although the tents are
They look
big, pre-built. They're already up when you get there, and they're air conditioned, and they have power.
How do they air condition these tents, dude?
They have what are called portable air conditioning units in each one.
Are they on
basically
grass or
window
turf?
units. Turf.
Yeah, it looks like turf.
Yeah.
Wow, that's even... Yeah, these are... Wow.
It's incredible, man. I love it. As far as like the camping situation goes, it's by far the best festival I've ever been to.
Yeah.
It's honestly like staying at a hotel, kind of.
This is going to be...
Except you don't have a private
Do they come
bathroom.
with beds, or are we bringing beds?
No, we're bringing beds.
Okay. Air mattresses, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
correct?
air mattresses, or, I mean, if it's in the budget, I recommend getting like a sleeping pad, like a camping sleeping pad, because those are clutch and they take up less space. But air mattresses are fine. So yeah, pool party during the day, get a nice little buzz going, and then around,
Soak
think-
up some sun.
I think the venue opens at 4.
PM?
Yeah, or maybe 5. I don't really remember. So around 3 or 4, you slide out of the pool, dry off, head back to your tent. Get prepared. All the girls do their makeup and their face diamonds and all the crazy stuff they do, and
put on their bikinis.
we change into our tank tops and gym shorts, and then you walk into the festival. And the beautiful thing about camping at EDC, on top of all that I just said, is festivals, generally speaking, do not allow re-entry. So if you go into the venue and then you leave, that's it. You're not getting back in that
Ever?
night. No, till the next
Or
day.
at least the next day,
Yeah. But when you're camping there, re-entry is allowed.
Because you have the camp pass.
Yeah. So you can come and go from the festival back to your campgrounds as often as you like. So
Can you leave the venue, though?
what do you mean? The festival venue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is the campground not part of the venue?
I mean, they're across the street from each other.
Oh, okay.
But there's a path set up.
So if we hypothetically wanted to hit the Las Vegas Strip, which I don't think we will, but like hypothetically,
You can. So
you could go there and you could come back.
yes.
That's interesting. I mean, that's a fun option to have.
Yeah.
I don't
is.
plan on doing that though.
I don't think it's really worth trying to do, especially because we won't have a car, so we would have to take an Uber or a Lyft. And traffic is pretty hellacious during EDC.
Yeah.
Which is also a big perk of camping is when the
Missing out.
When the night ends, it's a 10-minute walk back to our campgrounds, and then we're done commuting. Whereas everyone who's staying in a hotel on the Strip gets
Has
into
to-
an Uber
and has to wait.
and they literally are in that car for 3 hours. And it's not a 3-hour drive, but the traffic is so bad. I mean, I've heard 3 hours. To be fair, I've never done it myself. Maybe it's not always that bad.
I mean, also if you're getting a hotel, it's a decent way away from like the city. No?
Yeah,
Because it's.
with absolutely no traffic, it's like a 20-30 minute drive. So yeah. The Strip is dope, and EDC week in Las Vegas is incredibly dope. Uh,
I mean, you got everyone there.
yeah, literally everyone, bro. Everyone. All the biggest, best clubs on the Strip are doing their best to attract everyone, and it's a bunch of pool parties and stuff.
Is EDC exclusively Las Vegas? I feel like I've heard the term
No.
EDC
There's
as like the
there's
big.
one in Orlando. There's
Okay.
one in Mexico City, or in Mexico. I think it's Mexico City. And there might be another one somewhere else too. But Las Vegas is the original, the biggest, the most famous. I would say it's definitely the most famous music festival in the country.
Yeah, and the lineup is just
Honestly, it might be the most famous music festival
so
in the
many
world.
people.
There, EDM music festival. I'm not really talking about other normie music festivals. There's bigger festivals. Like I think Tomorrowland in Europe is bigger.
That's the biggest one, though.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
that's in
that's the
what,
big
Germany
boy.
or something.
I
like
want to
that?
say Germany, but I could be wrong.
Bro, people in Europe really know how to fucking party.
They rave, bro.
They rave crazy. They
Yeah.
were like into EDM and house music way before
Way before it was cool.
came
Mm-hmm.
came to America. For
Yeah,
sure.
Europeans rave for like 24 hours at a time. They're
Yeah.
absolute fucking animals.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
God bless them.
People in Europe just live different lives than us.
They
man.
really do.
They just live different lives than
Yeah.
us.
I envy them sometimes.
Yeah, I very much thought. It's funny. I very much thought about like packing up my bags and moving somewhere in like Europe.
Yeah.
And we've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
But to me,
Europe is your New York.
yeah, to me, I would feel so guilty of like my parents working so hard to come to America just for me 20, 25 years later to
bail
be
on
like, all right, well, this is fun. Let
Yeah.
me go to another country.
It would be interesting to talk to your parents and ask like, why'd you pick America over Europe?
Just because, I mean, I think most foreigners have this idea of America.
The opportunity here.
The opportunity. I mean, when people say like, oh, it's just the opportunity, it's very much just the opportunity. It's crazy the things you can do in this country.
Yeah, for sure.
And I, like many Americans, are probably guilty of being like, man, this country sucks.
Yeah.
Like, all the shit sucks. Like, our government sucks. All
Mhm.
this stuff.
Which it
But-
does.
It does. But in reality, to somebody who's foreign,
Yeah. It's
this
a dream
is
here.
this is
Yeah.
home, dude.
Mhm.
Like,
This is where you want to be.
this is the
Yeah.
country, bro.
And I mean, I think like historically, a big part of the reason that people want to move here is because America is kind of known as a place where there is less, and this is less true now, but it's known as a place where there is less of a barrier between the lower class or the middle class, like bunched together,
Mhm.
and the upper class.
Yeah.
Like if you work hard, the sales pitch is if you work hard, you can be as rich as you want to be in America. And
I think that's true for the most part.
I do too, but it's
Yeah.
definitely harder now.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit more of a barrier, or maybe not a barrier, but there's a bigger gap
Mm-hmm.
between the upper class and the rest of us.
Mm-hmm. I think
So
it's
that's
because
an
people are
interesting-
running out of ideas. Everything's kind of being overplayed.
Yeah.
There's not that much things to do.
Many markets are saturated.
Yeah. Yeah. And no new ideas are coming. I've had this thought for a while. When do we get to a point where there's no new ideas? Because
Some would say we're already there.
yeah,
I mean,
maybe. I mean, we
decades
have people,
ago, people were saying there are no original ideas or
Yeah.
thoughts.
We have people. I mean, by people, I mean like the ultra rich Jeff Bezos and
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. They're now exploring space
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like they've just thought that there's nothing else to do here.
Yeah.
That it's time to find another endeavor,
Yeah.
and that's
Well, I think
that's on another planet.
that's definitely a part of it, but also, I mean, I don't know about Jeff Bezos. I don't really know much about him or
Mhm.
care much to know
But
about
you're
much
more
about
of
him.
a Elon Musk.
But
guy.
Elon Musk is my dad,
Yeah.
and I think somebody with the foresight that I think Elon Musk has, or anyone with good foresight, you think about the situation that humanity is in, being on Earth, and this is the only place we are. So you take that fact, and then you take the fact that if you look far enough into the future,
Mm-hmm.
the Earth will perish, like as a planet,
Mm-hmm.
even if we don't fuck it up. Eventually, the sun is going to explode,
Yeah.
and it will destroy this entire solar system. If humanity still exists at that time, which is a big if, obviously.
Because it could be a long time
I mean, it's
from now.
millions and millions, maybe I don't know how long.
Yeah.
A long, long, long time from now. But if humanity still exists at that time, if we don't exist on other planets far from the sun when
Yeah.
it blows up, then we're done.
Yeah, our race is gonna die out.
Yeah. The only way to ensure humanity's continued existence beyond that is if we diversify our living situation and don't only we have to spread the human seed beyond.
Oh, it's such a crazy thing to think about.
It is insane to think about, but it has to be thought about if you want to keep the human species going, which, you know, a lot of more negative people would say, fuck that, let humanity die with the sun. And I feel that. That's a
Yeah.
vibe.
That is a vibe.
But
Some days I feel like that. Some days I don't. You
yeah,
know?
agreed.
Depends on the day.
I feel the same, you know, I change with the wind with that the same way I do about America.
Yeah.
You know, but at the end of the day, there's a bunch of planets out there that nobody's living on that have like resources and shit on them that we could use. Why not?
Yeah.
Now, granted, the Europeans said that about America, and then they got here, and there were people, and they were like, "Fuck that," and they just did
killed them
horrible
all.
things. So hopefully, we don't go down that road.
Yeah.
We don't-
Hopefully, history has taught us not to do that
Yeah.
again.
especially because
Oh, but
there's so many planets out there that we know for a fact are empty, and if we can figure out, I don't want to say terraforming, but if we can figure out a way to make them habitable, or
why would we choose a planet with habitat?
well, yeah, that's the tough part is finding a planet that is already habitable by humans and close enough
Yeah.
to like send people to that they won't die before they get there of old age. But the big final step, I have felt this way for a long time. Like, putting humans on other planets is dope. It's necessary. Gotta do it. But we're not going to be a real powerhouse until we start living on space stations permanently. Like
Yeah.
building our own planets
Yeah.
type shit.
Yeah.
That's the power move.
being able to just like float in space and live.
You ever watch that Disney movie?
Which one?
Fuck, what was it called?
I'm thinking of a lot of movies that
There
I
was-
can't
there
like
was a-
name off the
It
top
was
of
a
my head.
blonde girl. She was like from space or something. And oh, what was this?
Disney?
Yeah.
Is it an animation?
It was live action. It's like a made for TV movie. I'm gonna look it up right now because
I can't think of it. But yeah, I'm thinking. I don't know what movie I'm thinking of, but they have like a festival in space.
Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century.
Oh, Xenon.
Do you know it?
No, I never watched it, but I definitely saw the commercial.
I fucking loved that movie, dude. God, I love that movie. That shit put me on about space, and I've been
Yeah.
obsessed ever since. They say, "Oh, this is so macro." If something's cool,
Really?
and if it's not cool, they're like, "Oh, that's micro."
Micro.
Yeah. That's fucking. Oh, bro. Disney really hit the nail on the head with that one.
Disney doesn't miss, dude.
They don't.
Except their live action remakes of
Of what?
classic Disney movies.
Which one are you thinking? Of?
Lion King.
You didn't think Lion King was good?
Lion King live action?
You didn't like it? I liked it.
Not a fan.
Well, okay.
It's a shot
I
for
take that
shot
back.
remake.
I didn't like it.
And it looked
I
mean,
liked
it looked,
Jungle Book though.
Jungle Book is good. I would say Jungle Book and Aladdin are the only ones that I'm cool
I haven't
with.
seen
Mulan
Aladdin.
sucked.
Haven't seen it.
Sucked.
I haven't even seen the original Mulan. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
You should watch the
There's
original Mulan.
there's a fucking list of like old cartoon movies that everyone knows that I haven't seen.
The same way that I'm like that with old classic movies, you're like that with old Disney movies.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of old Disney movies we could watch.
When I was a kid, if I like was conscious of a movie existing but I hadn't seen it, but like whenever I did see bits of it, it seemed old. I was like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch this old
They
shit.
they stand up pretty
Dumbo?
well.
Suck my dick. I'm never gonna watch Dumbo.
They stand up pretty well.
Which ones? All of them?
Most of them.
Fair.
Most
They've
of
got
them.
some racist shit in them though.
They do. They do.
But you know
They
what
do.
doesn't?
But I mean,
And they
were-
acknowledge it.
Yeah, they do. They have that little
That little screen at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool. But
For people who
Yeah.
don't know what we're saying, old Disney movies now, like if you pull them up on Disney Plus to watch them, before the movie starts, there's a text screen that comes up that basically says, "Hey, there's some racist shit in this movie.
we acknowledge that the past is
Yeah, like-
you know,
The past is dark and like it's not good and it's
Uh-huh.
not cool. But instead of just deleting it and pretending it never happened,
mhm.
we're leaving it, and we want to acknowledge it and acknowledge that it was wrong and that we're
and
moving on
moving
from it.
forward, we
Yeah.
are
Committed to not being that way.
yeah. Which is the move to do.
Yeah.
Honestly, when Dr. Seuss that book got like
Canceled.
basically canceled. Like
Yeah.
they stopped printing it.
Do
I
you know
felt
what was wrong with it? I never even knew which
the
book
Asian
it was.
stereotype.
Which book was it? Do you know?
I don't remember which book it
But
was.
there was an Asian stereotype.
It
in
was like an Asian stereotype, and I mean, most races I think were being stereotyped, but
Okay.
but definitely Asian for sure.
Okay.
They were like depicted as this certain way, which, if you think about it, I mean, Dr. Seuss was an old person when he wrote those,
Yeah.
and that was way back in the day.
Yeah.
So to take something that was quote unquote okay at a time,
Mhm,
even though
mhm.
it was not okay, but to normal something that was normal in that generation,
Yeah.
and to compare it to something in this generation is just not something we should do.
Yeah.
And I think I'm okay now with them like unpublishing it or whatever, but it's hard for me to like. I mean, maybe I spend too much time on Twitter, but it's hard for me to like read stuff on Twitter where people are like slandering Dr. Seuss
Mhm.
when it's like that was just a different time.
Yeah.
And the quote unquote normal, I mean, that's what the normal was.
Yeah.
And we can acknowledge that that wasn't okay.
Yeah.
But it definitely existed, and it was definitely how
How
things were.
everything was. Yeah. It kind of goes
And
to
he
what,
wasn't the only one, you know what I mean?
Of course not. It kind of goes back to what you and I were saying earlier. We were talking about something else, I mean, it's kind of related to this. I won't go into specifics. But we were talking about how, like, if a kid does something that they don't know is wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but you still blame them and, you know, give them the consequences as if they were an adult who knew that what they were doing is wrong, that's just stupidity on your part.
Yeah.
Like,
And
it's you're doing that.
You're doing a disservice.
Doing a disservice to that child. You can't blame someone for doing something wrong if they genuinely don't know that they're doing something wrong. Now, I don't know if that totally applies, because you could definitely say that any point in history, if you really analyze what's happening, you
Mhm.
know if something is, like when it comes to racism and discriminating, you know if you're fucking
Yeah.
doing someone dirty.
Yeah.
You know? Just because it's widely accepted doesn't mean
Mhm.
you don't know that you're not doing something that hurts somebody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't totally translate, but still, when it comes to something like Dr. Seuss, are you gonna throw the baby out with the bathwater? Like, are you gonna say no more Dr. Seuss at all?
Yeah.
Because honestly, bro, Dr. Seuss made a lot of really good shit when
Mhm.
it comes to like kids books.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the places you'll go, dude. I get teary eyed when I read that book. And also, many people don't know this about me, but not by my own doing, but just like by happenstance, and some people who I know who like know that I have a good reading voice. I kind of have in like my family circle have become somewhat of a performer,
Oh,
and
I
whenever
can see
someone in
that.
the family will graduate from high school or college, everyone wants me to do a reading of "Oh, the Places You'll Go" at their
No
graduation party.
way.
Yeah, it's really one person in particular who always wants me to do it. So
Okay.
she will like buy them the book as a
Uh-huh.
gift, and then she'll be like, "Shawn Michael, you got to do it," and I'm like, "Okay."
Twist my arm.
Yeah, and then I do a big
I had
theatrical
no idea.
rendition
That's
of it.
hilarious.
Yeah.
You should do a theatrical rendition on the podcast. One of these days.
Okay, dude. No, well, maybe we'll post this as a video or something.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
actually
dude, I would pay to see that.
it's a great book, man.
It is.
It's a
I agree.
great book.
I agree.
If anyone doesn't know the book,
All the Places We'll Go was like
Google it.
it's
Like,
beautiful.
it's out there.
It's
Yeah.
just beautifully done.
Yeah, it really
I
is.
agree with you.
It's
I agree with
motivational.
you. And it was way ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm. It's timeless, really.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. It's going back to the whole like punishing someone for
Mhm.
doing something that they don't know is wrong.
Yeah.
It's the whole like this is a far reach, but when you get a puppy and you're trying to like puppy train it,
No, it's a good
People-
analogy.
people always say like if you don't catch your puppy taking a shit in the house, then you can't punish it.
Yeah.
Like cuz it's not going to know.
Yeah, it doesn't know what it's being punished
It
for.
doesn't know and it's not going to fix your problem.
Yeah.
So if we take that school of thought and put it onto humans,
Yeah.
it's the same way.
Yeah.
If you're not when you're catching somebody in the act of doing something wrong,
Mm-hmm.
you have to catch it in the act
Yeah.
and you have to explain it
Yep.
and then you have to teach them the right way.
Yeah.
Or else if you just punish them, they're not going to learn from their mistakes.
Yeah. And the truth about that, which a lot of it's crazy how many people push back on this because it's a hard thing to admit to yourself. If you're punishing someone for something that they didn't know was wrong, you're only doing it to make yourself feel better because you are enjoying the act of punishing someone. If they're not benefiting from what you're doing, then
it's just you.
It's just a sadistic. You're enjoying hurting someone.
Yeah.
And it's even worse because you're doing it with a justification that like, oh, well, you did something wrong.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if they didn't know, bro. Doesn't matter if they didn't know.
Yeah.
So on that note, so we're at we're at an hour 25.
Okay.
It seems like a long time.
Yeah. I feel like that's a good time though.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Should we jump into the second half of the podcast, or do we want to
Let's
wrap
just
things
record
up?
the next week's episode right now.
Honestly, we could.
Yeah, we're on a good vibe. But
I was thinking maybe we should do that next week. Like record 2, because I might not be here for Lost Lands in time.
You're going to Lost Lands.
Yeah.
I'm going to Fort Worth this weekend. So
that's true too.
we might have a lot to talk about as well. So
Yeah. Also, if work gets canceled at all this week because of the tropical storm rolling in, then maybe we'll throw up another one.
True. Completely forgot a whole tropical storm is happening in this city.
Yeah, true. For anybody who's not aware, we're recording this on Monday, the 13th of September. Tropical storm Nicholas is rolling his way right into to Houston as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to the store right before this and stocked up on ramen and candy.
We got a lot of candy.
Yeah.
We wanted to get
we wanted
Lunchables,
to get
but
Lunchables
all out
and
of
canned
Lunchables.
goods. They were out of Lunchables. We didn't even look for canned goods.
Yeah, we don't need canned goods.
Yeah, I have a couple of cans of soup, so we should be fine.
Yeah, but we have ramen.
We have a lot of ramen. We have a lot of chow mein.
Mm-hmm.
We have a couple of frozen pizzas.
I bought some eggs.
A lot of eggs, yeah.
Eggs will.
We got some protein
as well.
packs. We have a whole bucket of protein powder. We'll be fine.
Yeah,
We could live off that. Put a little bit of it in the ramen.
Yeah, everything.
I hope this podcast doesn't suck. There's been several times as we've been here today that I'm like, man, I don't know. This is, I would love, I think I podcast the way that I enjoy listening.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to listen to this podcast if it were 2 other people. Or although, let's be real, I'm going to listen to this myself a handful of times because I like hearing myself talk, and I like hearing you talk. But I'm worried that it's not as funny as last week. And I'm sure that's just like a thing that new podcasters have to deal with. Is like, oh, is it going to be as good? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, always comparing it. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, so, but we'll see. I think it's great. We're pink now, which is a whole vibe.
Our studio looks so nice.
Yeah, I'm honestly
love
really
this.
impressed.
I love it.
I do wish the sign was a little bit lower.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Maybe we'll just put a platform under us so that it raises us up to it.
Every single thing.
Because I'm not drilling 6 more holes in the wall.
No, we can't.
That's silliness.
Yeah, we'll just get some pellets.
Honestly, though, if we
And put
raise the table a little
The whole
bit
thing on pellets.
and then put the chairs up on something, it would
I
be
keep saying
perfect.
pellets. It's pallets. What am I saying?
Yeah, what are you saying pellets for?
I don't know.
You said that earlier, too.
I did, bro. I don't know the English language.
You really don't?
I'm convinced,
You're
dude.
just a sweet, innocent little Nepalese boy. Or Nepali. I don't know which one it is.
Napoleon, dude.
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Yeah. I was thinking dynamite, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Same. How different are they, really? All right, well, I guess we're going to wrap it up then.
Yeah. Anyways.
I wish I had come up with, like, a solid thing that I wanted to say at the end.
Like an outro?
Yeah, but what I do want to say is we got a lot. I feel like it was a lot of feedback on the first episode. Like, a lot of people were messaging us, talking to us at work about it, and that was awesome. The day after, or the day that we posted the first episode and all of our friends were talking to us about it at work, I legit don't remember another time in my life I've been that happy about something. Like, I felt so good, bro.
Yeah.
So please talk to me this week about it, or I'm going to be really sad.
Any comments, suggestions, things you want us to talk about?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Really, anything.
If any feedback we get on this, if it's like an Instagram comment, YouTube, bro, email me, Sean@sixinchkings.com or yams@sixinchkings.com. Any kind of engagement on this, or like feedback, Sam, if you want to message me and say it's boring, I really, really want to hear it.
Yeah.
Don't feel obligated, but it's really dope to like know that people are listening and hear feedback on it. So with that being said, we really appreciate you guys listening. And I guess we'll talk to you guys next week.
Yeah. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Take care.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Maybe some cool music is playing right now. All right. Bye, guys.